We all know that LinkedIn is really great for finding a job, but is LinkedIn good for business? And is it important for business owners? BizCentral USA sat down with John Foster, an executive consultant, to talk about LinkedIn and how it could be very beneficial for business owners.
Hi, John. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Janet?
Today we have John Foster today, and we're really super excited. So John is an executive consultant. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. So, Janet, I have been in the background-wise in the financial services industry for, well, it was about 35 years. And I've had multiple positions in there, from a broker to financial planner. I sold software and data to asset managers. And then my last stint in the corporate world was I had started a company called Advisor Atlas selling data and software into the asset management community. But since then, for the last, I'll say 10 or 11 years, I have transitioned into a couple of other things. And those other things include taking my passion and interest in food and helping educate people about that. I've also been working with individuals and companies to help them with LinkedIn and branding. And so I've tied the two together in order to, I'll say, help people from a branding standpoint and also helping people from a health standpoint.
Okay, I have to ask this question. Now, you've got a very interesting backdrop.
Yes.
So I need to know the history for that.
So my backdrop is actually the result of I'd worked with a couple of companies, and this is what this actually is a tablecloth that I use for a background. However, because it's got fruits and vegetables on it, I use it to help remind people to build their immune system. Now, it also ties into branding, because if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I also have fruits and vegetables on that. So it ties the two together.
Okay. I guess we're going to be talking a little bit more about branding, because we're going to be talking about LinkedIn today. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, because we get these kind of questions a lot, because we do a lot, we work with a lot of businesses. And one of the questions that when it comes to LinkedIn, a lot of people know that LinkedIn is great for looking for a job.
Right.
But why would it be so important for a business? I mean, why should they have an account, or why should they even have a LinkedIn account?
So, Janet, you really need to think about where we are today. And today, as a result of COVID and all the things that are going on, we are now in a virtual world. And so in order to take advantage of that virtual world, LinkedIn is a wonderful tool to be able to do that, whether you're looking for a job or you're looking to promote your business. And so, the number of people and businesses on LinkedIn has just exploded over the last year. So what you really have from a branding and exposure standpoint is on LinkedIn. If you think about it, your LinkedIn profile, both your personal and business profile, is really an electronic marketing brochure that you can take advantage of. And so you think about that exposure, it's critically important for both personally and professionally to be on LinkedIn.
So that, you can do some networking.
Oh, so you've got that brochure, but that brochure serves multiple purposes. Mm-hmm. One is so when you're reaching out to network with people, mm-hmm. They can understand who you are. Mm-hmm. And it works the other way around. When people are reaching out to you, you can understand who they are. And so the beauty of LinkedIn is LinkedIn allows you to network more efficiently. It really puts your networking on steroids, because you can begin to understand who it is you need to network, whether you're looking for a job or you're trying to target a particular market from a company standpoint.
And so that really actually works really well with, the certifications that we try to encourage businesses to get, because, at BizCentral USA, we help women-owned and minority-owned business and economically disadvantaged businesses get contracts, not only in the federal and, state and local contracts, but also contracts that are from corporate America. And so how would LinkedIn be able to help with something like that?
So if you look at LinkedIn and you're looking for that exposure, and people are out looking for businesses to fulfill certain requirements. And so as a result, if your business is on LinkedIn and people are looking for your business, certainly being woman owned or minority owned, that's going to be on LinkedIn. And so when people are looking for the particular business or particular product, if you are on LinkedIn, you will be able to be found. And so it's that finding that's so critical for you to be on LinkedIn, because if you're not there, and if you're not there correctly, you won't be found. So it's more than just putting your name and filling in some basic information. You really need to be on LinkedIn correctly so you can be found. If you're a woman-owned business, a small or a minority-owned business, and there's somebody out there looking to fulfill a contract to meet certain criteria, the only way you're going to be found is if you're on LinkedIn correctly. And that's one of the things that can be very helpful, from a marketing standpoint, and being on LinkedIn correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that some corporations and states, they have up to 36% of their contracts that they've set aside for women and minorities and socially disadvantaged individuals. Yep. Or economically disadvantaged individuals. But, the certification is important because they're going to ask for that. But it also, what we find is there is a great need to network, get out there, understand, who the people are that are looking at, because if it's great to have that certification, but if they don't know that you're there. So what I hear you saying is that LinkedIn is kind of like letting you, from a professional standpoint, saying, hey, look at me, I'm here, I have these certifications, but I can work as a subcontractor, I can work as a prime contractor, or I'm let's network, let's work on a contract together. So is that kind of what you're saying?
Exactly, Janet. And even beyond that is, let's say you are a consultant, you're a woman-owned business consultant, and you want to understand, the people that you need to reach. LinkedIn is a wonderful tool to be able to do that.
Okay.
I know a number of people who have, say, retired from the government, for example, and started going back to do consulting. Well, they haven't been on LinkedIn, and yes, they've started this consulting firm. They're a minority-owned, small, women-owned, consulting firm. But unless you've got the exposure, then nobody knows you're out there. And that's one of the things that LinkedIn can do. But it can also help you identify the people that you need to contact as you're doing your consulting.
And I know, John, you do go out there and you're an executive consultant for Green Fair, which you were also, wearing the T-shirt for it.
Yep.
And so the Green Fair is a woman-owned business. Can you tell us a little bit more about Green Fair, and then we'll transition over there to talking more about what you do with LinkedIn?
Sure. So Green Fair is a small woman-owned business, as you mentioned, and the restaurant is a unique one in that it is all about education and food. And so Gwen Whitaker owns Green Fair. She started Green Fair back in 2015 with the goal to educate people, as far as food goes and health. So that's how Green Fair got started. That's how they got started. I was introduced to Green Fair as a result of meeting Gwen back in 2016. And then one of the things that we did is we started an ambassador program from a marketing standpoint. And so since 2015, Green Fair has a Kickstart program that they run. And we've had over 1,000 people through that program. So from a marketing standpoint, you've got, in a sense, 1,000 built-in marketers. So from that standpoint, that's one of the other reasons that I got the fruit background is because of Green Fair.
And so Green Fair is a restaurant. Is it like Whole Foods? Is it
so Green Fair is one of 6 certified organic restaurants in the country.
Well, that's a very big specialty. I mean, that's a very unique specialty, not a big specialty, but a unique specialty.
Huge. The other one is that it's 100% organic. And the other thing that makes Green Fare unique to most restaurants is they don't use any salt, oil, or sugar when they cook.
Wow. Okay.
So that puts us, I'm going to say, at the top of the pyramid when it comes to healthy food.
Yeah.
And some of the results we've seen of people going through that 21-day program have been nothing short of miraculous.
Okay. And then let's talk about your role as an executive consultant for LinkedIn now. Like if somebody wanted to contact you and say, hey, I really like what you are saying about businesses. I have done nothing with my LinkedIn. Can they reach out to you? And, because I know that you consult with a lot of people. I know you do a lot of work with different communities throughout the community on LinkedIn. And so can you tell us more about what you would do, like for an individual or for a business?
So really actually in both cases, it really is the same thing. You're doing the same thing, because the thing that you're doing is you're looking to get on LinkedIn and get on LinkedIn well. And so there's certain practices and there's certain things about LinkedIn that you want to make sure that you're doing correctly. And so there are all sorts. It's funny, Janet. It's made up of a lot of little things on LinkedIn, and all those little things combined is going to have a huge impact. Okay. And that's really what I help both, individuals and businesses do.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so it's those combination of things. And then the other thing that you find that we're finding now is that LinkedIn has become such a hub for businesses, and both businesses and individuals looking for work. It is a hub out there because we've become so virtual over the last year.
Okay.
So it really is a critical tool, both personally and professionally.
Okay. Okay. Well, and one final question. So are there individual accounts and then there are business accounts, or is there both? Or
yeah. So you've got a individual account, and then you have a company page.
Okay.
All right. And so you can use both of those. So if you're a consultant, you may or may not use both of them. You may just use the individual page if you're a consultant, but there's certainly opportunity to use the company page as well.
Okay. So a lot of the businesses that we have that we work with, you could help them develop a page to get their message out, whether that be as an individual or as a company page.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on here. LinkedIn has been one of those mystery things. Everybody hears about the other social media like Instagram and Facebook, but LinkedIn, it seems kind of like overwhelming at times for some people that we talk to, because it's like I'm putting my whole life that's on there. I'd rather just, put pictures of my cat on Facebook or something like that.
and Janet, that is actually one of the things that I help people with as far as overcoming that challenge.
Okay.
So if if that's an issue, absolutely, it's something that can be addressed.
What too much to put on or not enough to put on? Those are kind of the things that you would work with a client. Okay.
Yeah, too much, not enough, and also just getting over that mindset.
Okay. Okay. Well, wonderful. Thank you for coming on and talking this through, reducing the fear a little bit. We're going to have links for, for you on your LinkedIn page. We're going to have the links for Green Fare. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, John, and we can make sure that they set up an appointment with you and just reach out to you. But thank you for being on.
Oh, Janet, my pleasure. It's been a delight.
Okay. Thank you.